Hello, welcome back to Underrated Creatives. Today I'm with
I'm Arieh Temkin.
Arieh Temkin. All right, so how are you feeling?
Excited. This is
Yes.
really cool.
Wicked. Right, so Erin, would you like to introduce yourself? Let the people know.
Yeah. So I'm Arieh Temkin.
Yeah.
I am a singer-songwriter from Manchester.
Oi, oi.
I've been writing music since I don't even know how young, quite young.
Hmm.
Um, I am actually releasing an album a month today, which is very cool.
Smart.
And going on tour afterwards, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's been quite an intense process of organising it,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's going well. It's exciting.
That's amazing. So when did you is this your first album
Yeah,
that you
I've
put?
released a couple of singles,
Yeah.
but nothing not even like an EP or anything. So I've gone straight in the deep end.
Going straight in. I love
Yeah,
that though. I love
yeah.
that though. So I can sense that you must be excited. Are you anxious a little bit?
Uh, I think I'm more excited than anything. I think this most
Yeah,
stressful part of organising it is mostly over.
I get what you
So
mean.
it's yeah, I think it's the good bit now to come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kids. Hey, so we've got actually a couple icebreaker questions.
perfect.
Some of them are actually so funny. Right, so let's just get straight into it. So if you could open for any artist, who would it be?
Counting Crows.
Oh,
Easy, yeah.
interesting.
August and Everything After is my favorite album ever.
Yeah.
Um, I just, I don't know, I feel like it's probably either Counting Crows or Elbow
Mm.
because Manchester and both Adam Duritz and Guy Garvey are just fantastic lyricists. And I
Yeah.
wish I had half of that talent.
It's mad. Right, so if you could live in a different country for a year, which country would you choose?
That's a really interesting one, to be honest. That's something I've been thinking about a lot
Yeah.
because I'm quite close to the end of my uni career. Um, and down the line, I don't know, I'd like to do a year in Australia, but also I've got family in Canada, so it could go either way.
Yeah. That'd be so cool though.
Yeah,
Australia. What about the creatures?
yeah,
I
that's the
really would
thing.
want, yeah, the
Yeah,
creatures.
shaking out your shoes every morning.
Oh no.
That's
I'll be
like
a
a
bit
hack,
that.
like a spider under the toilet seat.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Right. So what is the most underrated city you've ever visited?
most underrated city.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
That's a good question.
yeah,
Uh,
difficult one.
that's a really good question. I think I might. I went interrailing with my best mate last summer,
Yeah.
and so we did quite a few European cities. And I think my favorite was Prague,
Ooh.
but just because it had like other cities that we went to had good qualities,
Yeah.
but Prague seemed to have all of the good qualities of all of the other cities that I liked. Like it was quite cheap, it was beautiful, it had history and culture. It had a lot going on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I'd probably say Prague, but I wouldn't say it's really underrated.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's just my favorite city I've been to.
Yeah, that's still valid though.
Yeah,
Like,
spin the question around.
yeah. Right. So if you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
I would make it easier to start, I guess. Just something, maybe not start, but maybe to. I feel like you start and it's all of this joy and excitement, and then it drops off very quickly because people aren't as supportive. Like sometimes people are unbelievably supportive,
Yeah.
but a lot of the time you shut down quite a lot. So, for example, when I was trying to organize the tour,
Yeah.
I think there was one venue that I really, really wanted to play at, and I must have contacted maybe 50 times over the course of 2 months, and they didn't get back to me once because I wasn't going through it with the promoter,
Yeah.
which is a bit difficult. So I feel like entering the music industry as a solo artist is
Mm.
definitely getting easier, but also coming with that it just means there's so many more people that you have to be slightly better than. It's so hard to be seen with that as well. So it's a balance.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I definitely can't fix the music industry myself.
That's true. It take a lot. It's one of those because like there's a lot of problems I would say that is happening in the music industry and
lots of exploitation as well. I reckon.
yeah, definitely. I just hope for the next years to come that it does progressively get better because you know a lot of artists are aware that the music industry is.
I think you've just got to stick at it. Or at least that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see.
Keep consistent.
Yeah, that's the thing. Actually,
Yeah,
I hate social media. I'm so bad at it. I can't do it. I actually have to get my brother to help. So I can't do it. It's the worst bit, but it's a necessary evil. So I wish it wasn't.
Right. So the last question is who's your favorite Teletubby and why is Sonny Jossie your favorite producer?
I feel like I can guess who's done this question. So Sonny Joshi is my producer for my album.
Yeah.
And he's the question's been sort of very prescriptive there.
Yeah.
He is my favorite producer because he has done me a massive favor by producing this album for me.
Yeah.
And he's doing a good job. It's sounding good from the mixes that I have so far. And my favorite Teletubby is Poe because that's the only one I can think of.
Real Poe.
Is that the red one?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Let's call it the red one. Match a t-shirt.
Yeah. That was funny. That. No, that's fun. So, how did you meet your producer?
I met him through uni actually. I met him because I was looking for someone to produce the album. I was putting in chats like, does anyone know anyone who produces music? And I got sent his details. Met up with him for a drink. Got started right away. Released my first single 2 months later. It was pretty on it.
Yeah.
So we used to record in his bedroom at uni. So it's a very limited setup, but it does the job. It's quite like a nice intimate sound, hopefully anyway. Yeah, we'll see.
That's cool. See, it's not about the equipment, it's about the bloody producer, I say. Like
we'll see on the 17th of October.
Yeah, we will see.
Yeah.
All right, so now I want to like delve a little bit into your music journey, like your early beginnings and whatnot. So I want to know like what were you like interested in growing up?
I was a really big reader actually, hence being here in Waterstone.
Oh yeah.
So I have ADHD, and it was always something I found myself hyper focusing on a lot.
Yeah.
Like my mum told me something probably a couple of years ago now. She was saying like I used to come into your room as a kid and you'd be reading, and I'd have a whole conversation with you and you wouldn't even know I was in the room. It was that level. So I'd say that was something I'm big at. I've always been quite into sports. I used to play rugby 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And now I'm a big runner, a big rock climber. Trying to get into tennis at the minute, but I'm not very good. So we'll see.
Tennis is hard.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I remember like when I was like 15, 16, my dad like he wanted me and my sister to become tennis players for some reason. Tennis players for some reason. And I remember the first couple matches we did, I was like, what is this? I'm sorry. It's intense.
It's hard. It's like it gets you sweating.
Literally.
It's good though. I'm really enjoying it. I've got a mate at university who's just got into she's like just got into tennis as well.
Yeah.
So she's started doing occasional playing. There's some free courts near where I'm living next year in Nottingham. And we're going to try and play weekly. So we'll see if I stay into it.
That's cool. Right. So as a kid, did your family have any influence on your music taste?
Yeah, definitely. My dad especially. Whenever I was in the car with him, he always had like set songs that he liked to play. Like I grew up on mainly the Beatles actually. My dad's from Liverpool. Yeah. Lots of Elvis. Lots of bands like Semi-Sonic and things like that. And I remember it's quite a funny story. Once he was putting them all onto a CD for me as a present, and I'd gone to bed as he was doing it. And I woke up the next day and he was back in his office doing it. And I thought he'd done it all night. And so I said, Dad, have you been doing that all night? And he
Yeah.
says, Yes, Harry, I have. And I said, Dad, you know who I love most in the world? He's like, Yeah. Who do you love most in the world?
Mm.
I look straight up at him. I say, Mummy.
Do you think the place that you've grown up has had like an influence on the music you make or listen to?
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like one of the things that I love most about Manchester, probably the thing I love the most about Manchester is Manchester music.
Yeah.
Um, but saying that, a lot of the songs that I wrote, especially when I was younger, were about leaving home, about sort of like wanting to leave home. So I take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, like I was saying, going into Castlefield Bowl at the end of August
Mm.
and just playing my original music, it was really nice and nice to sort of have people from the town I'm
Yeah.
from the town that I do write about occasionally, actually feeling like they're involved in the process in some way, which is quite nice. So I'd say definitely to an extent, but whether that's
Yeah.
good or bad, I don't know if that balances out.
That's lovely. I'm still a bit concerned about the leaving home.
I know it's always annoying. Yeah, I was ready to leave home
Yeah.
before I did, and so I channeled that. And that's when you get frustrated
Yeah.
at school, I just sort of channeled it, and then left home and immediately went in the biggest songwriting spree that hasn't really stopped,
Oh,
which is quite cool. I think I wrote maybe one song every
yeah.
8 months before I left home,
Wow.
and then I went to university and wrote 5 songs by the end of the year.
That's
So, and
really
I mean, I write songs quite slowly.
yeah, I'm the same. I find it hard. What's like for you, what's the hardest bit to like get songs done, if you get what I
Um,
mean?
I don't know. I feel like if I'm in the mood to write lyrics, I'm comfortable writing lyrics.
Yeah.
If I'm in the mood to write music, I'm not as good at writing music, but I can do it. And then I always say that I'm not as good at writing music, and then I write some music and I think, yeah, that's really good. But I
Yeah.
think the hardest bit for me is I'll write the first half of a song, and I try and make every song I write a little bit different in terms of whether that's structure or sound or like strumming or pattern or
Mm.
like lyric structure or content or something. I try and make every song a little bit unique,
Yeah.
but a lot of the time it does sort of follow the same verse chorus structure as you do.
Yeah.
And when I get to the end of that first chorus, every single time it stops. And even if it's just for a day or even if it's for months, it just stops there.
No, I get that.
So that's the hardest thing to overcome because
Mm.
once I've got the next set of verses, it's actually always the lyrics for the second set of verses that I find the hardest. But once I've got some idea, my tactic for writing lyrics is wait till it comes to you, write it down in notes, and then when you're in a songwriting mood, just
Get it.
scroll through and see what you can find.
Yeah, yeah. I need to start doing that low key
Mhm.
because I'm kind of similar. Like what I'll do is I'll write a verse, I'll get like a pre-chorus down, and then after I've done one chorus, I'm like, yeah, I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
It's not good,
I always
but
songwrite on my bed and I always end up like lying down with my guitar
yeah,
just on my lap doing nothing. Yeah.
it's difficult. I wonder how like there must be ways to combat it, but
Yeah.
it's yeah,
Just writer's
really
block.
not.
The best technique I found is genuinely just writing down every time you get an idea. And it might be a terrible idea, but sometimes I wake up at 4 a.m. from a dream, text myself something, go back to sleep, and I wake up the next day. I have absolutely no idea why I thought that was good enough to wake up from and write down.
I love that. I actually love that. I've done that a couple times actually, and I've just like woke up and I was like, what was I thinking?
Mm.
But happens.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah,
your brain's just rushing as you're about to fall asleep, and that's when I come up with the best songwriting ideas. That or the shower,
literally.
because it always is the place.
Yeah, 100%. Right, so I want to know how would you describe your music to someone who
Um,
hasn't listened to it?
I don't know. I think in general, I'd call it folk rock,
Yeah.
but that's probably just me trying to avoid the term indie. So there's definitely indie influences.
Mm.
I think in terms of my songwriting process, one of my biggest priorities is making meaningful lyrics. So I don't know if that's like a category of song, meaningful lyrics, but that's the big focus a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Or just sort of try to create not like an emotional response, but try and make the song mean something. Because if no one connects to the songs, I guess, then I mean, a lot of the time I write music and it isn't for anyone else. It's just for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's part of like the emotional process of whenever something happens that needs to be dealt with. I know I'm over it when I write a song.
Yeah.
I can't write when I'm feeling a lot. I can only write when I'm reflecting on something that's happened in the past,
Mm.
which is why I'm not very good at love songs or breakup songs, and why I write songs about leaving home.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's so cool
Yeah.
though. So like with what you're saying, do you feel like the reason why you find it kind of hard to write songs when you're going through a lot is because like in the moment you can't handle the feelings? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I think I just can't. I can only songwrite when it flows,
Yeah,
and when I'm feeling a lot, no matter how lightly I try and push it, it always feels like it's being forced.
I get what you mean.
And whenever I'm in that sort of emotional state,
But it was really deep and I could feel the lyrics.
that song
Yeah.
I actually initially wrote as a poem. I used to write a lot of poetry,
Oh, no way.
and it doesn't happen very often, but there are a couple of songs that I've written as a poem, but then I've turned
Yeah.
into songs. And that was one of them. I must have written that when I was probably about 15 or 16.
Yeah.
And then I got to university and I thought, right, this needs to become something. But when I was in the mood to write a song and I was looking for some sort of lyrical inspiration, that's where I went, my little poetry notebook.
Wow.
So that one was initially written after I'd had like an argument with my family and I had to leave the house and go to school on the bus.
It's mad.
And I actually vividly remember this moment of walking towards a bus stop, and there was the bus stop on the road on the right,
Yeah.
and I had the strongest impulse to just turn left and walk away. And so I wrote about that in the song.
That's amazing.
It's a real moment that happened. It's very vivid.
Can you tell me, so with the song, The Places I'll Go,
Places You'll Go.
Places You'll Go, right? So the themes were mainly just about leaving.
Yeah, a lot about like. So the way I've done the album is,
Yeah.
it feels like a full circle thing. So The Places You'll Go is the first song on it, and then the last song is actually the last song I wrote for the album, called Vertigo.
Yeah.
And it sort of circles back to similar themes about so The Places You'll Go. Oh no, sorry, it's the other way around. Vertigo's the last song. Vertigo's the first song on the album, and The Places You'll Go is the last song. So Vertigo is a lot about like that desire to leave home and knowing that you just have to wait and just get there. And then The Places You'll Go is actually the change of attitude of, yeah, you're in this situation right now, but look, if you just get through it, this is how far you'll go, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of the album, everything in between, a lot of it's about university, a lot of it's about like sort of social things that have happened, like good and bad. There are a couple of more subtly referenced breakup songs in there, but whenever there's a breakup song, it's generally about travel, which is probably quite telling. There's one song in it called Long Lost, which is very much a travel song.
Yeah.
But when I wrote it, it was a breakup song. But it's not something that you really know unless you're told, I think.
Yeah.
That's the way I think about it anyway. So we'll see.
See, I'm excited for this album.
Oh,
I'm not
you.
gonna lie.
ready for it to be out.
Yes.
I don't have to worry about mixes anymore.
Don't get me started about mixing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Right. So I want to know, ooh, what else would you have done if you didn't choose to do music?
Well, that's a hard question. I've always said that music's I'll treat it as a hobby until I can afford for it not to be a hobby anymore.
Yeah.
So I've definitely got like the rest of my life going on. This is just it's definitely the focus at the minute with the tour and the album. So I am about to go into my final year of a biology undergrad at Nottingham.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll take it from there. I definitely don't want to stay in science. I think I'll probably do a year out, do some work, do some travel, and then my current thinking is a master's in philosophy. So I have no idea what's happening after that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've never really known what I'm gonna do. I'm not one of those people that knows.
Yeah.
Like I've
You
got
just kind of
friends
go.
always wanted to do dentistry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just couldn't do that.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Kind of like a kind of go with the flow.
Yeah. See what opportunities arise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just travel as much as I can, I guess. Make the most of not having a job or a house.
Yeah. I get
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's kind of good that, like, you don't, in a way, it's good to know what you want to do, but then sometimes you just got to kind of like flow with what happens.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have everything structured and be like, okay, so I'm going to do this and then I'm going to go do studying for like 5-6 years. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like you have to kind of, sometimes you just have to go where.
Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna hold on to living in ideals for as long as I can. So the quote, so one of my favorite singer-songwriters ever, it's called Frank Turner. And he's probably the entrance point that I had into music.
Yeah.
And he's been like an all-time favorite since then. I've seen him like 8 times. But he's got a quote from one of his biggest songs, and I'm probably going to misquote this, but I'm pretty sure it's ditching teenage fantasy means ditching all your dreams. And I don't know, maybe I was listening to that a lot when I was quite young, but it's definitely something that I do have an awareness of.
Yeah.
Like I want to keep doing the things that I love doing now, and I don't want to have to sacrifice the things that I love just because you're meant to grow up and get a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is something that scares me. It's something that's on my mind a bit. So we'll take it from there. Like hold on to it all as long as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever stop doing music.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. You're too talented to not. Like, come on.
No, it's too much of an addiction now.
Yes. I'm sorry. Like, when I first got into music, right? I was very like unsure and like, oh, like, should I actually carry on doing this? But like now, I just like I can't stop. Like, I have
Yeah.
to keep on. Like, it's a passion.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
exactly.
mean?
100%.
Yeah. And I just appreciate not no respect. That's the word. Respect that like you're continuously going on this path because like a lot of artists they find it hard to like carry on because of the circumstances of life and just a lot of things. So
Yeah. I think something that, at least from my experience having musician friends, something that I see a lot of people struggling with is releasing music to like an empty void and then getting down because you're not having that response.
yeah,
Obviously, like in an ideal world, I'd have a fantastic response to all of the music I ever release. But I feel like my attitude's more, it's not for the sake of getting well known. It's more for the sake of I can't stop because I love it too much. So I'll do it for me, and then like again, I'll do it as a hobby. And if it does end up going somewhere, that'd be great. But it's not like the
yeah,
number one priority.
like,
If that makes sense.
yeah,
Plus, I feel like authenticity is probably the way to make it more likely that anything might happen. If that also makes sense.
yeah. I want to ask. So you're saying like your music is for you. Has there ever been like times where you felt like you want to kind of, do you know like how some artists when they make music they think about what the listeners would like? Do you ever have, because I don't know how I'm like
I know what you mean.
right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, like trying to conform to the most popular.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever
I guess you could probably see it either way. Like it sort of depends on. I go through phases of loving different genres.
yeah.
So a few months ago, I went through a phase of being really, really into like the stripped back acoustic scene, which I mean, it's always been there, but it was a bit of an obsession. And so I wrote about 4 songs in a row that were very folky acoustic fingerstyle songs.
Yeah.
But then a song that I wrote 2 days ago is much more like indie grunge vibe.
Yeah.
Which is so not something I've written before. But it follows the fact that the music I'm listening to at the minute is definitely not acoustic anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably more about what I personally find to be the best at the time that I'm writing, whatever the mood is for me, I'd say, rather than, like, there's definitely times that I write about things, when I'm writing lyrics, I think, well, I don't want to write about something that no one's going to understand because it's just such like a veiled metaphor for something that's happened specifically to me.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I'm writing, I'll like change some lyrics to make it more palatable for someone who doesn't know my music or know like what's happened to me in the past, for example.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
things that I'm writing about, if you don't know what they're about, then you're not going to understand the song. I don't like that
Yeah, I get you.
because that feels like you're gatekeeping. And I don't like that.
No gatekeeping here. No.
Yeah.
2025, we need to like stop that because I'm sorry, like there's a lot of artists out here like gatekeeping.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's like I wouldn't call it a sellout, but you know what I mean when I say
I get you. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
What? That was a big shot. Right, I want to know a little bit about like your future goals and also you're doing touring as well.
Yeah.
I've heard you've mentioned it a couple times actually.
Plug in it.
So I want to know like what are your feelings towards touring? Like,
I've no idea. I've never done it.
you know,
This is my first ever. I've done gigs before, but this will be the first time I've played my own stuff with a band.
yeah.
Because whenever I've done gigs in the past, it's been acoustic. So it's going to be a very different experience. My attitude towards touring has definitely changed throughout the organisation process. So, like, my brother has been an absolute lifesaver with it. He's like my little manager. A little manager. He's my manager pretty much. But essentially, with the help of him, I've organised the tour and funded the tour completely myself.
Wow.
So it's going to be, it's like a high risk investment.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a lot of pressure, but I'm hoping it'll be an investment. Like people, I don't even care if I lose out money on it. I just, if people listen to my music and like it as a result, that's good enough for me. That's the investment I'm hoping to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my attitude towards touring is now it's organized, bring it on. Just need to sell some tickets. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We've had solid week of rehearsal so far.
Yeah.
We've still got another 2 months before the tour.
Wow. It's in November, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're playing Nottingham, which is my uni town,
Yeah.
on the 10th of November. Leeds, which is my brother's uni town, on the 11th.
Oh, wow.
I want to get this right. I think Liverpool, which is obviously my dad's hometown, the best mate who's in the band, he's his uni town. We're playing there on the Wednesday, the 12th. Birmingham's the 13th, because my producer's from there. And Manchester hometown show on Saturday, the 15th of November.
Yeah.
So that is sort of like starting off and ending off in the two places I've written the most songs, which I find to be quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. So that's a lot of places. I'm not.
It is. We're literally doing it in the space of 5 shows in 6 days. My dad's taken a week off work because my dad's a really good drummer. So he's the drummer in the band. It's a very big family thing. So my producer, Sonny, is the bassist.
Yeah.
My best mate, Leo, from school, who actually got me into Frank Turner and sparked the love of music in the first place. He's a fantastic guitarist, so he's on electric. I'll be singing on acoustic as well. My brother, who's helped me with the tour, is on keys and backing vocals, and my dad's on drums, which is really cool. Big like family band. We've been rehearsing at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, so I want to know, like, do you get your musical talent from your dad? I'm guessing, like,
my dad plays drums, but he picked up piano a few years ago, and I started off on piano lessons when I was 7.
Okay.
And I can't play piano anymore. I just don't think I have the brain for it now. I've started playing guitar.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My dad plays a very, very little bit of guitar.
Yeah.
But no, I picked up a guitar and taught myself. I've never had a lesson, so my technique's probably terrible. But yeah, it's done the job. I'm a big singer. Like I've done singing lessons since 2018. I stopped 2 years ago before I went to uni.
Yeah.
But in those 5 years, I managed to get through all of the grades on a high performance diploma. Wow. And that's just been like, I've never really enjoyed music lessons apart from singing. Singing was my favorite time of the week.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like my mum used to play saxophone, so I'm sure there's definitely musical talent in the family. But I've not got like an uncle who's a famous producer or anything,
Yeah, yeah.
nothing like that. Oh, actually, my uncle does produce for his band, but that's not blood. So you never know.
Yeah,
I'm sure there probably is. There's always been music in my family.
same as well, to be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
I feel like it's a good thing that like you do have family members that do music because it just kind of like pushes you more to. I don't even think pushes you more. It's just like,
Supports you more.
yeah, yeah.
Makes it more acceptable to spend more time on it than work.
Yep. It's too
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Right. So I want to know, um, how do you seek opportunities? Like I know that got gigs, you've got gigs around Manchester and now I know that you're doing the tour and you've like fully funded it yourself and everything, but like how have you got out there? Do you know what I mean?
To be honest, I'm not even sure I really have.
Yeah.
I played one gig in Manchester at like a proper venue
Yeah.
through a promoter.
Okay.
Um, my first ever gig was around the corner at Altrincham Football Club
Oh,
in the fan zone. But generally, in like when I'm in Nottingham, it's open mics.
yeah,
And I really should get to some more open mics in Manchester,
definitely.
especially when I move back home. But I feel like open mics is definitely the best way forwards because you meet people who are actually going to listen to your music,
Yeah. Yeah.
people who are going to understand it from a songwriter's perspective. And also, everyone has contacts.
That's
So
true.
you never know who you're going to bump into.
Mm.
Yeah, there's an open mic in Nottingham that I'm actually hoping to do like an album release slot at in the open mic, which would be very cool. But we'll
Nice.
see.
Yeah. Damn. Do you know the reason why I asked that question is because like I know I think for a lot of artists we find it so difficult to like go out and get an opportunity for ourselves.
It is.
So because like I've seen on your like Instagram and stuff like that, like you've done like different gigs and stuff like that. I just kind of wanted to know like how did you get that? And yeah.
Honestly, it's a lot of it's a lot of networking, and it's a lot of people that aren't me also networking. Like my
Yeah.
brother, especially, he used to be in a band called The Bliss, and a lot of the contacts that he made through gigs that they did,
Yeah.
he's helped towards a tour with. Um, I'm on a group chat from from TikTok actually with loads of people
Yeah.
from Manchester. Every once in a while, something comes up through that. I've been played on Future Hits Radio because of that group. And so it's just little things like that. You never know
Yeah.
where someone who can support you is going to turn up from.
Mm.
Like from that group chat, I actually had a free professional photo shoot as well, which was really, I don't know how I managed to get that one.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot about networking, but
Yeah.
I think you just have to be so on it and more on it than I've been to really push yourself above the crowd,
I get where you're
I'd say. But that's me saying from like a lack of doing it myself. So you never know.
Yeah.
You've got to be lucky with it, I think. Meet the right people.
Yeah. I agree. Social networking is the most
Yeah.
important
I
thing.
think people are very willing to support you if you show them that there's something to support.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
For the most part, anyway. There's always exceptions to every rule.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right. So I've got my last question, and I want to know where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? I know we've kind of like talked about this a little bit,
Yeah.
but actually, let me change my question.
Okay.
Mm, what advice would you give an artist that is just like starting out, you know, and probably hasn't even got music out? Yeah, what advice would you?
Um, I think my advice would probably come in two parts. One of them is people are going to listen to you if they have to, essentially. Like if you're
Yeah.
live and you're there, people can't just swipe off it. So if
Yeah.
you're actually there performing in public to people, a lot of the time people will take an interest. Even just like when I've been recording videos for TikTok in a field and people have walked past on a dog walk, or people I've met on a train, like I've given my Spotify out to people who I will never meet again,
Yeah.
which I find really cool. But then the other thing is and this is a mistake that I myself have made, is don't rush releasing music.
Yeah.
Don't release anything that you're not 100% happy with. But obviously, there's the counter argument of, but recording is so expensive.
It's true.
So take every opportunity you get.
Yeah.
Say yes to as much as you can, and especially when you're a small artist, at least this is the way I see it. When you have 1 or 2 singles out, that is all the world sees of you. Like, it's all well and good to think, yeah, but the next song I release will be different. But people don't know that until they know that. So make your first singles as representative of your sound as you can, I guess.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'd end on.
Hey, that's beautiful. Damn. I like that answer. So, right, we've done it. We're finished.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Wow. I want to know, where can people keep up with what you're doing and like,
so I have a TikTok and Instagram account, both under the same name. So it's Arieh Temkin, which is ARIEHTEMIN music. And on Spotify it's Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you use, it's all there. Just under Arieh Temkin, just my name.
Lovely stuff.
That's where it is.
Once again, thank you so much for coming on.